Welcome to Trending Niches, episode number 41, and as you can see today we've got MILO with us, yawning as usual. I do have a standing desk now, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to have him up here for long, but MILO will be part of a little bit of this video. I've got a few Amazon and Redbubble trends for you as usual. It was a bit of a hard time this week finding sort of new Amazon related trends, but I still tried to find the niches that are currently doing really well for you. So let's get started with something that you shouldn't be selling. So here we've got a shirt that says it's about to get messy. It's got a 95k BSR, and I think a lot of people out there might see this and think, oh, that's a good phrase to sell. People seem to be interested in it, but actually this is definitely connected to one of the best or most well-known footballers out there called Lionel Messi. That's why this is selling well. It doesn't seem like football related. It hides it quite well, I think, to people who don't know anything about football, but you're definitely not allowed to sell this. You'll probably get removed quite quickly and it will be seen as like a bad offense. If you're selling stuff related to like big sports celebrities, that's definitely one of the worst things you could do on Amazon merch, so stay away from it. This phrase might seem okay, but it definitely isn't. So niche number one that's definitely doing super well right now and has just started selling a lot is fantasy football. I think the fantasy football season has just kicked off. I'm not 100% sure on this, but the drop in BSRs in this niche would definitely indicate that. The top seller always is related to someone being bad at fantasy football, so that's definitely a popular sub niche. It's people that are losing, but as you can see there's various other topics too. So Commissioner, I don't like this design style because it looks a lot like the Godfather logo, but Commissioner is something to do with fantasy football as well that you could look into. Here's another one sort of for the people who are really bad at it, saying I suck at fantasy football, and they've got the last place trophy. I drink and draft, so it's mixed with beer here as well. You can definitely have a look at different cross niching, but yeah, pink t-shirts with unicorns for the losers. That definitely seems to be something popular in the fantasy football niche. So a lot of really good sellers right here in the first few rows, and this is also going to get a lot better over the next few weeks whilst the fantasy football season is getting started. Right, niche number two that I noticed doing really well is just the phrase master builder, and I think this is mainly aimed at boys. It says eat, sleep, build, repeat for the first design right there, and it's, you know, just building stuff with building blocks essentially. I did like some of these vintage sunset designs as well. That's a cool way to use that phrase rather than just doing these colorful building block designs. But obviously if you're aiming your designs at kids, making these colorful is not a bad idea. Maybe the sunset ones are a bit better if you're looking at adults who are into this sort of hobby. So yeah, interesting niche. I never really noticed this one, but there is a lot of designs doing really well, getting decent BSRs. A lot of them are fairly recent as well in terms of when they were uploaded, 2022, 2023. So it's not impossible to make sales in this sort of niche, and it's definitely doing really well right now on Amazon. Right, and next up, another trending niche I noticed is HBCU. This stands for what we can see over here, historically black college and university. The overall color scheme is very obviously yellow, green and red right here. I do like what they've done with the letters for HBCU in this case. There's some dots inside of the stroke outline of that word. Makes it harder to read, but I think it works quite well in this design, makes it look interesting. So yeah, check out this niche. There's quite a few ones that say future HBCU grad, aimed at kids of course. We've got HBCU schools matter. There's a variety of different design styles. I like this one right here as well with the shaped cloud, different words within the hair of the girl right there. That's definitely really cool. A bit harder to create, but makes for a nice unique style that stands out in search results. So take a look at this niche. Probably a lot of different sub niches that you can enter and find right here, specific phrases linked to this topic. So I hope this can help you out and make you get some sales. Next up, we've got gender reveal. I noticed a ton of t-shirts with a 100k BSR right here that are doing extremely well, and there's sort of three different categories within this niche in terms of the designs or design styles. We've got blue designs that are for, you know, the baby being a boy. Then we've got pink designs for the baby being a girl, and mixed ones where the person isn't really that bothered. So here we've got pink or blue, grandma loves you. So you can also cross this with different family members, grandma, auntie, uncle, whatever. You've got these ones right here, Team Nuts, Team No Nuts, Team Boy, Team Girl. As you can see, this is a good idea as well, choosing pink for the primary thumbnail on your design. You could do the baby blue as well for Team Boy. In terms of the graphics, you see a lot of baby feet right here, which definitely suit this niche, and some very decorative designs with little stars, arrows, that sort of stuff. Keeper of the gender is another sub niche within this, the person who actually knows the gender and is going to reveal it. So as you can see, there's a lot of different phrases, ways to approach it, and the color scheme is mostly going to be the same, unless you can sort of create a new cross niche design where it's not necessarily going to be pink and blue. Like I think I saw one further down that was Halloween themed. Yeah, here we go, which is obviously still a little bit early, Halloween themed, if you're trying to get sales right now with this niche, but that just gives you an idea that it doesn't always have to be sticking to the exact color scheme. If you can think outside the box and mix this with another current trend or a different niche that suits, then you might be able to stand out that way. Moving on to niche number 5, here we've got a Redbubble trend. It's needles highway, and this is a specific type of highway that people can pass through. I don't know the exact details of it, but this design stuck out to me here with "I survived the needles highway." It's got lots of different details about the highway, like 14-mile road, 360 curves, etc. I like the idea behind this design of giving someone that "I survived this difficult piece of road" accomplishment sticker or t-shirt. I think the design itself is not well executed though, so you could use the statistics here or Google a bit about the needles highway and make a better looking design. I think this looks a little bit better with the sort of badge in the background and the color scheme. I think it looks quite good, but again, it's quite hard to read what's actually happening on there. So yeah, check this one out. There's not too many designs even that have graphics in them. This first sticker looks quite cool too. Most of these are just pictures, so you don't have a lot of competition in this trend in terms of funny phrases or sticker designs that are not based on photos alone. Moving on, we've got Jack Smith making America great again, and I don't know exactly what this is alluding to. I don't follow American politics very much, to be honest, so this seems to be a fairly new trend though, and it's only got 38 results, which is interesting. Simple designs, like these are so easy to create. You don't have to use this same box as most of these people are using. You could be a little bit more creative, I suppose, but definitely check out this phrase. It seems to be trending right now on Redbubble and doesn't have a lot of competition. Right, this trend is super interesting and something that I would definitely be interested in entering, and it's EUC, which stands for electric unicycle. Now, this is essentially an evergreen niche for a fairly new hobby, I suppose, because the whole electric vehicle trend is only a few years old. If you think about it, electric cars being very common, very prominent on the road, and people sort of having more hype about them. Now, all these other vehicles that come from electric vehicles, or that sort of are smaller or easier access, they are getting more and more popular as well now. And a niche like this, electric unicycle, is a super interesting one to enter, and it is trending on Redbubble, so there's no doubt some interest for this. We've got EUC girls, so here we go, we can sub niche like this as well, target girls that like these unicycles. That's a good example of how to approach this perhaps, and I'm pretty sure you can come up with tons of different ideas here. If you've ever entered evergreen niches, we can see lots of simple vintage sunset designs, other concepts that we already know can do well in evergreen niches, and only 245 results. That's literally a dream niche. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get a ton of sales in this, like 10-20 sales a day, probably not, right? But it is one of those topics that's probably on the rise. More and more people will be interested in these, and potentially this could also be a great selling niche for Christmas, for Q4. So it's definitely worth entering, in my opinion, as it has the potential to grow in future. Trend number 8 is Steamboat Springs, Colorado, another location-based one, and this one, 333 results, is a bit higher, but still fairly small niche when it comes to Redbubble. This is essentially, I think, a town or a place with a ski resort. That's why you're going to see a lot of skiing related graphics, and I do love the designs here. Like this layout is super cool, looks extremely nice. The color scheme as well with the mountains, that is a nice badge type of design as well. I'm definitely a big fan of these. They work best as stickers, I guess, but some people would still be interested on wearing those on a t-shirt or an item of clothing, so I wouldn't discount it for those products. We've got Steamboat Colorado right here with a big sort of screen graphic in the middle. Straight out of Steamboat Springs is a design style that I don't recommend, because again, it's related to a movie. A movie had this exact logo, so you don't want to copy it. This style looks quite cool. I definitely like that, with a big narrow word in the background and then a script font in front of that. Is it easy to read? No, but it does look super interesting and like a nice style. We've got Bigfoot as well mixed in with one of these. That's pretty cool. As you can see, good cross niche idea right there. We've got a bear design right here with trees in the background. That reminds me a bit of my recent Midjourney tutorial. I like these location based ones because they typically have some really nice designs and neat styles to them. And yeah, I hope this niche can help you get some sales in the future. And lastly, another location based trend is Akumal, which according to my research is like a small holiday destination in Mexico, and it is trending on Redbubble with only 74 results. A lot of these designs are beach themed, fairly straightforward. I don't think these designs necessarily look very good, so you can probably enter this niche and very quickly, upload 5-10 better looking designs right here than the ones that are out there. This one is okay. I quite like that type of blue. That looks cool, but a lot of the other ones are not too fascinating. So yeah, Akumal, holiday related, travel niche for Mexico, and it doesn't have much competition. If you feel like you aren't getting any better with print on demand and you're struggling to get sales, I highly recommend you check out this video next, which will give you a great mindset hack to make more progress.